U.S. isn't alone in gearing up for a presidential election. In 5 days' time, people across Russia will head to the polls to elect a new president. The current prime minister and the former Russian president, Vladimir Putin, is the man widely expected to win the vote. But in recent months, he's faced unprecedented opposition. Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets of Moscow to protest against his decision to stand again as leader. But to what extent that anger is being felt outside the capital is what CNN's Fil Blэk went to find out.
This is Vенёva, about 2 hours' drive south of Moscow, but it feels like another world. The population is small, the air is fresh, there is no obvious sign of Russia's impending election, and this town has never staged a rally protesting Vladimir Putin's intention to return as president.
Vladimir Putin's team say they're confident of winning this election because they believe those who are angry with him are only in the big cities, Moscow, St. Petersburg. They say they are the economically comfortable people who now want greater political freedoms like those they see in the West. Outside of that group, they believe support for Putin is strong. We've travelled outside of the Moscow region to test that theory.
We arrive at Venyova's market and the theory is challenged immediately. Everything is bad. Putin did it all, this woman says. These are poor people selling what they can to get by. This woman knits socks at night and sells them here during the day. On a good day, she'll make about $10. When you hear Putin on TV, our life sounds so good. But in reality, things are terrible, she says. This quiet, largely empty marketplace is a long way from the avenues and squares of Moscow that are now regularly filled with tens of thousands of protesters. But this woman says she understands their anger. Why do people go to rallies, she asks. Because they want a better life. And at the moment, life is hard. I support them. At the market, we meet Galina. She wants us to see her home. She shows us a blocked and open sewer near the building. Inside, the smell is terrible. The floor is collapsing. She says local authorities will do nothing to fix it. This is one pensioner's life in Putin's Russia. Her neighbour, Roman, says he dreams of leaving the country. Putin led Russia to the point where nothing is working now, he says. Putin has served 8 years as president, followed by 4 as prime minister. There are people in Vенёva who welcome his return to the presidency. I think he is the most deserving candidate. This woman says her family loves Putin, but she understands why many people in this town and elsewhere are furious with him. The angry people of Vенёva have little in common with Moscow's affluent protesters, but they share an intense dislike for Vladimir Putin's leadership, and it will endure beyond his likely win in this election. Fil Blэk, CNN, Vенёva, Russia.
There are 2